Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFLTV. It is Wednesday, the 28th of February at 9:32. Delighted to be joined by a very healthy-looking Sam Jones.
Healthy looking. I've not felt very healthy the last few days, KUGAN, but appreciate the compliment.
You do look healthy. You look like you're glowing.
In what way? Like less fat? Like, I don't know.
You know when people go look at a pregnant woman and go, "Oh, you're glowing."
Oh, you fucking prick. So you think so basically, like, you look like a fat prick, but like you are glowing. Okay, understood, KUGAN. Understood.
Glowing. Yeah, so it's been just over a week since all the mayhem of Edinburgh and Manchester last week, which was good. It just, when I kind of look back on those couple of days, it did remind me of the Quig Frampton presses.
The good old days, mate. The good old days.
Presses and those kind of ones where the crowds are in there watching and getting involved, and there's you were like the Adam Morley back then, who was taking centre stage with his press conference antics. But yeah, much abuse since then or not?
Do you know what, KUGAN? I've actually had so many people messaging me good stuff. Don't get me wrong, I get the odd horrific ones that you have to, but listen, it comes with the territory. You can't please everybody, but I think everybody had fun last week. Everybody had fun. The boys don't like each other, and that's the bottom line. They do not like each other, and anyone that knows them, but that they if they see each other, it's on sight. They want to fight each other. So I think that's what makes it even better. And it's what you just said there. It reminded me. I was sat there, right, and I was thinking, God, this reminds me of the Frock Groves, Quig Framptons, the Hay Bellews. It really reminded me of that. And it was, listen, it's great to be a part of, because remember, at the end of the day, I'm a fan. So I was just taking it on. I was thinking, this is great. This is great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think we miss those press conferences where the fans are invited to kind of get involved to a certain degree, etc. It would have been interesting if they'd opened it up for questions from the fans. I think you would have got a few at some point.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's not a bad idea, because, listen, do you know when I went to Edinburgh, KUGAN? I'll be honest with you, I was thinking, oh, God, this is going to be quite interesting, because... And then just as I sat down, you'll hear somebody say, I won't repeat the words on camera, but someone kind of said, something, C-bombing me, right? And I just thought, right, you're all fucking having it now. Because I was half going to bottle it. I was probably going to bottle it. But then someone started something. I was like, right, that's it. You're all having it now. And it kind of G'd me up a little bit. And I was excited. I was excited to be a part of it. So I was thinking, wow, this is special. Look how many people have turned out. But that's what, in my opinion, boxing has missed. Like you've just said, a big, massive crowd at one. And listen, to the credit to the Scots, they came out in numbers at 1:30 in the afternoon. So fair play to them. Whether you're coming out to give Boo Jack, give me shit, it was fantastic to be a part of. And then the following day was amazing in Manchester, where the roles kind of reversed a little bit. It was brilliant to be a part of, and it reminded me of, if I'm looking on as a fan, I'm thinking, wow, this is what British boxing has missed, in my opinion, and it kind of, the ticket sales reflect what we're saying here.
Just want to draw back to last Wednesday when Josh and Jack were both in at Talk Sport. People might have a split opinion about this, or people might think it's not right for me to say this. I personally don't think they should have shaken hands that day.
Do you know what, right? Jim White was really insistent on it for some reason, but Simon Jordan was actually saying to me, he goes, why did he shouldn't have done it? Because you have to imagine, right, KUGAN, they were sticking on it and they were sat very close to each other with a security guard in the middle. And Josh was the one that's kind of obviously had a few chats with people about to kind of hold his Hank temper in. So he's like, oh, shake my hand, shake my hand. He was the frotch in that. Do you know what I mean? And Jack was more of the Groves in the situation. But I would love to shake your hand kind of thing. But it wasn't. It was just one of those ones. It was just so I don't know. I don't know. Jack didn't want to shake his hand, though, and he also like literally said, "Right, got to sanitize my hand now." That's what he said as soon as he was like, he's just like, it's just hilarious.
You know what I thought was a little bit bizarre as well, because I was watching that live and I love Jim White, but once the handshake was done, then to then do it again when Jim White was insistent on getting the photo, I thought that was a bit bizarre.
I was like, enough, Jimbo. I was like looking through the glass, like, enough,
Yeah.
Jimbo. Pack that shit in. Enough of that. Like, nobody wants, they literally, Jack doesn't want to shake his hand. Josh don't really want it. He's kind of doing it to kind of say, look, I've matured over the years kind of thing, trying to play that character. But let me tell you about Josh Taylor. You know the real Josh Taylor. We've seen him before, and I was trying to get it out of him. I was trying to poke him and prod him, and in the DAZN studio, when the cameras weren't on, he just goes, if there weren't a camera there, I'd have fucking done it. So I was like, aha, there he is. There's the fucking Hank we've been looking for. There he is. That's the real guy. That's the real you. And so it's in him. It's in him. So fight week, that guy's going to fucking explode.
Oh, God. And we're weeks away from it yet. But yeah, look, that build-up, it's good because that build-up happened last week. It was spoken about the majority of the week. It will kind of simmer down now to fight week, really. I know they'll do their kind of media obligations and there will be things that crop up during that period, but it's all about both getting their heads down now for a sold-out Leeds First Direct Arena.
The fastest selling sporting event in Leeds First Direct history.
Could have gone somewhere else.
Yeah, 100% it could have. Listen, I won't start telling everyone, oh, I told you so, but I told everybody this fight's big. I can look at the engagement every day of people demanding the fight. And I knew as soon as the boys had come together at a press conference, like the first, like originally, KUGAN, right? The plan was the boys were going to meet each other in the TalkSport studio the first time before the press conference. And I said, if you do that, you're going to get them rolling about in the TalkSport studio. And the press conference might be a bit diluted because by the time they saw each other at the TalkSport studio, they've had colouring books exchanged, slaps exchanged, chokes exchanged. They'd kind of had enough of each other and kind of thought, oh, God, just let's get this over with type of thing. Which is not always the best, but like when you get to that kind of point in the day, like the face-off on the Wednesday they did in London, it's kind of like the tension's kind of like they've strangled each other, Jack slapped him, and it's like it's kind of like, I'm sick of you, you're sick of me, I'll see you on April the 27th and let's have a fight kind of thing. So, but yeah, that was originally what they were going to do. And it was actually me, I told them, I said, listen, don't do that. Press conference, let that be the first time they see each other and you'll get a really good press conference. And I believe the meeting of the two guys where they like exchanged stuff at the press conference made the fight, just showed everybody how big this fight is. It's just great. It's great to be a part of. It's going to be a really special night. The atmosphere in there is going to be electric.
I'm going to call it now. This is going to be another controversial night.
You reckon so?
Yes, I do believe so. I really think there's going to be something else that happens here that is controversial. I don't think this is going to be like the clear-cut thing that we all want. We do want a decisive winner, and we
don't say that, KUGAN. Fucking hell.
I don't know. This is that sort of fight where something is going to happen which is going to be controversial. What? I don't know, but that's just my feeling. Sorry, mate.
Oh, fucking hell. Brilliant.
but we want a decisive winner. We want it to be kind of, you know, but listen, who knows? Maybe there's a third one. Who knows?
Well, let's cross that bridge if we ever get to it, KUGAN. It took me long enough to try and get this fucking fight done, so so let's see. But I'm really looking forward to it, and I think everybody is as well. I think everybody is.
Obviously not on the same show, but a little kind of subplot from last Monday was one Cameron Vong and Jordan Flynn. These guys, this is great because this is not like a long.
Did you see how many views it got on the DAZN Instagram channel?
I don't know. No, I didn't see.
Over 1.5 million. Huge numbers this fight's doing, honestly, on the DAZN channels. The fact, but you know why it is, KUGAN? Because people love a bit of jeopardy. Like Jordan's undefeated. He's older than Cameron, but there's jeopardy. Cameron's had 4 fights and he's fighting Jordan Flynn. It's not, you don't usually get it. But this is what I try and explain to people. When you make fights like this, which you took credit for on the old IFL.
Rightly so as well.
Yeah, right. Okay, rightly so. Okay, rightly so.
Yeah.
But this is what happens. Your profiles grow. Flynn's profile here. Jack Cameron's profile here. Make these fights. Stop overcooking fights. Make good domestic fights. And this is what you get. People really interested in this fight. I personally cannot wait for this fight. I really like Jordan Flynn, by the way. Huge bollocks. Same as Cameron, huge bollocks. And I just think, fucking hell, this is going to be fantastic.
This is almost, it's become unheard of for someone, like you said, for Cameron especially.
Yeah.
They've both got risk elements for different reasons. For Cameron and you said the kind of the path that you wanted to match Cameron before he turned professional. Right, we're going in straight here. Almost a bit like, not dissimilar, but you understand what I mean. The Joyce method when he turned pro. Do you remember?
Yeah, but with Joyce, right? And
it's
looking back at
he
that,
was a bit older and had to kind of
he was older, so he kind of had to do it that way. But we were strategic about the matchmaking. And listen, that wasn't just me; it was Adam, and like we did well with the matchmaking of Joe, right? With Cameron, genuinely, like we looked at we went to Jamie Moore. Jamie just more said, Sam, he's a special talent. You've seen him spar, KUGAN.
Yeah.
He's a special talent, right? He has to produce it in the ring, which I believe he's doing. No one's seen anywhere near what he's capable of yet. But I thought he's not going to learn by beating people like that. Doofek in Belfast. We didn't want to fight Doofek. Like it was just that people were turning the fight down left, right, and center. Tom Dallas, the matchmaker, will tell you, like, people have turned the fight down. So we kind of think we want to put him in fights like this. It's not a world level fight, but we want him to have to think. We want him to have to. We want someone to fight back. Basically, we don't want to. And I think British boxing fans, KUGAN, because listen, let me take a step back. People with good amateur backgrounds, solid amateur backgrounds, like Cameron, right? Good amateur pedigree. People with that kind of pedigree and above, I don't believe should have these 10 journeyman fights but fans are just not, they're not stupid. Do you know what I mean? They look at it and think, hold on a minute. Why am I watching a 95-5 fight or even a 98-2 fight? Like, no one's interested in it, KUGAN. And British boxing fans have kind of, not British, just boxing in general, the times are changing a little bit. So we've made the decision. Listen, there is risks involved, but we made the decision to put Cameron involved in this fight. And look how well received it's been. And I think people are respecting both boys, Jordan and Cameron, for having the fucking bollocks to do it at this stage in both of their careers. That's why I say I've got so much time for Jordan Flynn. I think, fucking hell, big bollocks. Same as Cameron. And I think both boys deserve a hell of a lot of credit for what they're doing. Sorry, I waffled there, but I feel passionately about this kind of situation in boxing, and I want to make fights be involved in making fights that people want to see, and I'm proud of that.
You know, one thing I did say to Cameron, I said this a couple of times. Obviously, it was a bit of not an awkward situation, but it was, the fight was being spoken about and all the background work was happening. But obviously, Cameron had that fight in between, didn't he?
Yeah, and he had to keep his focus on the fight.
Focus on that, because these are the plans that go kind of scuppered in a second with situations we've seen before. But what I did say to Cameron was, this is a great learning lesson for any domestic fighter about being vocal in their fights, and not sometimes just waiting for the phone to ring and, you know, when they get opportunities. But Cameron kind of pinpointed Jordan Flynn and Campbell Hatton in an interview.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah. Listen, Cameron, I don't really... It's not really in Cameron's nature, to be honest. I think it was just because he was there and, like, it was here. You was probably geeing him up a little bit. And, yeah, I know what you do, KUGAN. You're an OG of this, mate, so you know exactly what the fucking hell you're doing. As soon as I saw it, I was like, what the hell, Cameron? What are you doing? And he's just like, I was just excited. And this is what it is. But ultimately, closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah. And now...
I like that.
Hey?
I like that one.
Yeah, but it's true.
Those rounds don't get fed. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but it's true in a sense. And look, Cameron mentioned Jordan Flynn because he'd just been in two great fights with Kane Baker, and Cameron believes he's above that level now. But to say you're above that level and to do it is two different things. I mean, Jordan says, "Oh, Cameron's bigger than," but then he's also called Cameron skinny and said he's built like an ironing board. So there's going to be no excuses after this fight from either guy. Like I just think it's two very ballsy guys getting in the ring with each other very early on in their careers. Cameron very early, Jordan still early. And honestly, I've got huge respect for both. Even I look after Cameron, but I've got huge respect for both boys because this shit should be happening more often, KUGAN. And maybe you'll bring more eyeballs to boxing in general. Like it shows with these two. Like these two aren't fighting for no world title or British title. This is like just two young guys getting it on very early in their careers.
Absolutely. And that's April 16th at the AO.
April 16th, AO Arena. Really good card. I'm looking forward to the main event. I think Rihanna Dixon's on that fight, Ellie Scottney. There's some good fights. There's some really good fights on there. But yeah, Cameron's going to be, and Jordan are going to be very hype on the card. They're both selling a lot of tickets. So yeah, April the 13th, live on DAZN, Gill versus Barrett on the card. Let's go.
April 16th.
April 16th. April 13th? April 13th.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's April the 13th. Check.
Oh, God. We need to
Why?
Why did I think it was the 16th? Because
No, I'm almost certain it's the 13th.
You're probably right, mate.
Am I?
You should be right.
What do you mean you should be right? It's your fucking job.
Yeah, but it's your fucking fighter, and you're right. You're right. You're right. Apologies to anyone. April 13th. Right, Sam. Quickly approaching. A week on Friday. It's going down in.
Oh yeah, shit! It's on Friday, isn't it? The Ngannou AJ.
Yeah, that one I definitely know is the Friday the 8th. Yeah.
That's because the Formula One's on the next day, isn't it? They moved it to the Friday. Yeah.
Banana skin.
Nah, listen. I know I didn't give Francis the props he probably deserved for the Fury situation, but I just think AJ's gonna take him out, KUGAN. It's not gonna be quick, I don't think, because Ngannou has a chin like a bag of cement. So I think it's gonna be it'll go a few rounds, but I think AJ will just be too clever for him, too much class, and I just think he'll end up getting him out of there. But no, I'm looking forward to it. It's intriguing. I'm really looking forward to Nick Ball against Vargas on that card. Probably like equally as much as the main event.
I mean, look, just coming back, we saw that promo video that went out a few days ago, which was
amazing.
I mean, I'm looking at that promo video and like kind of looking at everyone that was kind of involved in it. Like, obviously, there's a lot of AI going on there with certain aspects and that, but it was a sensational promo. I mean, the promo.
They all are. They all are.
But yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a weird one with this, and I think like beforehand, because we were so expectant of Ngannou not to perform as well as he did, and for Tyson Fury to perform better, and then the whole knockdown situation, because that's kind of in play now, which obviously makes this fight with Joshua quite intriguing. But does Joshua have to knock Ngannou out to kind of
no, you just win. Yeah, I think he will knock him out, but I just think just win. Don't overcomplicate it. Like say, oh, does he have to knock it? No. You just don't have to look like what Tyson Fury did against Ngannou. You need to have kind of the opposite night to what he had with Ngannou. I still think, and I said it yesterday, I was on the Simon Jordan podcast the other day with TalkSport, and I said, I think Tyson just had the worst night of his life, and I think Tyson will go on to beat Usyk and look really good doing it. I just think Tyson's performance, lack of performance, kind of flattered Ngannou a little bit. But Ngannou had his best night. Tyson had his worst night. I don't mean to put Francis down there because I really like him. He's a lovely man and his story's incredible. And I'm so glad he's getting paid loads of money. I genuinely mean that. But I just think AJ is going to fuck him up.
Okay, straight to the point with that one. But yeah, in terms of Francis Ngannou, I mean, it's incredible kind of what's happened over this very
mad.
Time, that he would have ended up fighting Tyson Fury and Anthony
What
Joshua.
a resume. What a heavyweight resume that is. Oh, your debut's against Tyson Fury. Your second one's against Anthony Joshua. He's doing all right, isn't he, Big Francis?
But like I said, it's like where it's. I know it's that old cliche of it is heavyweight boxing, but we know Ngannou can punch. So
He can punch. He's strong. He can take a dig. When I say that thing, I'm just saying, just like what I did with Tyson Fury, and I'll probably be wrong again, but what is supposed to happen is the former unified heavyweight champion of the world is meant to be a 2-fight novice. Are we agreeing with this or not?
Yeah.
A 1-fight novice, should I say? Fuck.
But listen, fair play to him. And I think it is.
Oh, he's making big bank for Ngannou. So good luck to him. Honestly, couldn't happen to a nicer man. Go and get your money, my friend.
And Joshua's got a hell of a lot more to lose. I know Francis Ngannou won't see it as that way, but he's got a hell of a lot more to lose in this fight.
Yeah, of course he has. Of course, all the say use that word again. All the jeopardy is really on Anthony Joshua, because if Anthony Joshua somehow managed to lose this fight, then what the hell does he do next? Do you know what I mean? Like, what the hell happens to him? But I don't believe that's going to happen. I think AJ is going to win and look very convincing.
And then we've not got that long to wait. Obviously, we're in March on Friday.
Yeah.
April, May will be, at the stage of the middle of the month, the 18th being Fury and Usyk, which was great that the date was announced so soon after Fury's cut. Fury took a lot of stick on that Friday night.
Yeah, ridiculous.
They went on the Zoom call. Well, it would have been a Zoom with Errol Hawani and Turkey and Igis Klimas and Usyk. But they did that the right way, didn't it? Just to kind of shut all those people talking
stop
up.
the rumours, stop all this. Oh, he doesn't want to fight. Here's the new date. See you then.
Absolutely. And they'd just be head down now, wouldn't they? They'd just be head down. Fury.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I'm actually going to go to that fight, the Tyson Fury-Usyk fight. I've got a busy end of March. Got Mark Dickinson, the Japanese prize fighter, on the 31st of March. Jordan Flynn against Cameron Vong on April the 13th. Jack Catterall against Josh Taylor 27th. And then I'm going to go and, as a fan, and watch Tyson against Usyk.
You are a fan anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, proper, man. I love it. I love it. I mean, I wouldn't do it if I wasn't a fan of it. I couldn't. All the fucking bollocks that goes on. You couldn't do this and not love it.
Come a long way since them MGM Grand days where I met you, where we spent a bit of time together having a bit of breakfast in
Vegas, yeah.
Avenue Cafe.
Yeah. That was the Floyd Mayweather against Conor McGregor fight week, wasn't it?
Savannah Marshall was on the card, wasn't she?
Yeah, the Floyd Mayweather. How many years ago was that, Kugan? 2017, no?
17? Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 17.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 8 years ago.
7. We're 2024. Around 7 years ago. Mad, isn't it?
Jesus.
Done all right, haven't you?
Dunno. You fucking tell me.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you've done all right.
Cheers. Thank you, mate.
Kind of rhetorical. All right. Well, look, let me ask you one more question.
Go on.
What do you see happening in those two heavyweight fights coming up? And what do you see happening, or what do you want to happen as a result of
Simple.
What you think will happen?
It's simple. I want the same thing as you.
Go on.
So we want Anthony Joshua to beat Ngannou. Yes, we all agree with this. Don't sit on the fence, Kugan. So we want AJ to beat Ngannou. We want Tyson Fury. We want Tyson Fury to whoop Usyk, and then we want the biggest fight in the world to possibly be made.
Simple.
So we just pick my son's toy up like this. I was just like, let's pick the elephant up.
And do you think that plan will happen?
Yeah, I do. I'm a fucking optimist, mate.
Right. Okay. Look your best here, Sam. Right. Sam, that's a video. Sum up Catterall Taylor in 5 words.
British boxing is back. Shit, that was 4.
Fucking hell. Don't do maths, mate. Right. Sam Jones, thank you very much. Have you got anything else you'd like to add before we finish?
No, I just want you to follow my fighters, for my fighters' career. We'll go through it. We're going to get one wrong here. Muhammad Ali. Yeah, young Muhammad Ali, who's now training with Anthony Crolla. Dan Toward, who's fighting this week on Friday on Channel 5, live on Channel 5. Dan Toward in Telford. We've got Mark Dickinson and the prize fighter on the 31st of March. Shout out Mark Dickinson. We have Hamza Udin, with his debut being announced this week. Special talent. We've got Cameron Vong fighting Jordan Flynn. We've got Jack Catterall against Josh Taylor. And I think that's everybody. And if not, I'm really, really sorry. And I've got a couple more signings to be on their way.
Interesting. Okay. Sam Jones, thank you very much. This concludes our interview this morning at 9:57. I made it sound like a police interview then, didn't I? This concludes.
Yeah, and now I'm going to get even more stick now.
Sam Jones, we'll catch up with you again soon, and best of luck in your upcoming running.
Thank you, KUGAN. I'll see you soon, mate.
Thank you very much.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.